Okay. Wow, that was a long intro. But we're here, everyone. Hello, and welcome back to yet another DMing Hadley game. And tonight we're playing Blinded by the Witchlight. It's a play on words. But tonight, we've got a new player and character at the table that we're excited to meet. Of course, Finn's coming back, playing Tig, and I can't wait for the introductions in the round robin because I want to get right to it tonight. Because it's carnival season, everyone. There's a carnival going on. You should be so lucky as to visit the Witchlight Carnival.
Well, I really want to come into the carnival. I had a time that I was under a tree so many years ago,
Uh-huh.
and this portal opened, and there I ended up in the middle of a magical land where there was there was just such a feeling of wonder, and I was free, and I learned music, and I learned to let everything go from this world that
Sounds
I
like your
was
fault.
used to. But when I came back, I forgot so much of it, and now I've been always trying to get
Burdened.
back and
Burdened.
burning to get back.
It's like the Nexus from Star Trek. Let me back in. I can't be out here anymore. Beautiful. So I guess then I'm gonna be done bloviating, and then we're gonna do as I know it's everybody's favorite. Everybody loves it. It's the best part of the game. I know everything else is downhill from the round robin. That's right. It's time for the round robin, and during the round robin, we like to do four distinct things. The first thing we do is introduce ourselves. The second thing we do is share with one another and the world our pronouns. The third thing we're going to do is introduce our characters. And the fourth and final thing is offer a vivid aesthetic description of our characters so that they may live in each and every one of our brain holes. Because, you see, I like to vividly hallucinate with my friends on the internet for 2 to 3 hours at a time, 7 days a week, often multiple times per day, and today is no different. So, I'm gonna go easy on you, Jay, and Finn's gonna show us how it's done.
Hi, I'm Thin They Them, and I just made a fucking it's paper craft cinnamon roll from Sanrio, and he's very square. He looks like cinnamon roll if he was in Minecraft.
Hmm,
I would show it, but I don't want to turn my camera on.
you don't have to. You could
But you
drop
can
it in the
just
Discord and people could check it out there.
um. Anyways, I play Tig Oseelcreeve. He he's a satyr bard. That's his personality.
I said, see you later, Bard.
Mhm.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
That
Yeah.
was stupid. Thank you.
Do you want to show some? You want to show some inspo art?
Yeah. I got some like actual art. It needs to be updated, but I'm not gonna pester my friends anymore for art because I keep doing. I need this.
I just love the. I like the boards. I like the stuff that we're that we use as inspo. I think it's pretty good. Oh, Albert,
Oh,
Albert,
oh my god.
Albert.
Oh, Albert.
Yeah, there's an Albert named Albert.
Oh, hi, Albert.
I don't know if that's his. I don't know if that's that Albert's name, but God, what a great
Friend.
and terrible. He's friend shaped. Exactly.
Big hands for hugging.
Correct. For the scrumples.
Yes. Anyways,
Sorry.
the art my friend made a while ago. It's like the default. Default tag.
That's nice.
Just a fucking twink. Um,
Not wrong.
It's kind of inaccurate though. His hair is like more like bright orange than like a strawberry blonde like in the art. But okay, but here's the Pinterest board. Okay, so
When last we
this is
left
because
him.
I constantly change his outfit. Right now we got funky vibes.
Yes.
The funky jumper, funky boots. I don't know which I like more, the worm earrings or the Uno reverse pansexual.
I
Uh,
love the Uno reverse though.
where's the necklace? Oh yeah, there's the little
Oh, the
like
plastic. Yeah.
plastic. Why is it not clicking? Plastic lid. Yes. Yes, that's the current fit. But I did also start adding a bunch of like burlesque cabaret stuff because this
Oh
is a
wow.
carnival. So we'll see. See
You're.
if that comes into play.
I've
Oh,
got
I
great
like.
news for you.
Yeah.
There's a good chance you all might be here for a while.
Yeah, because that's the campaign.
Um. Beautiful. Thanks, Finn. I love Tig. So glad
Me
he's
too.
back.
I've been excited all day. I'm like literally shaking right now.
Good. Let it all out. Let all that excess energy out. We're gonna get to it. Beautiful. Jay, how'd that feel? You feel pretty good about doing the round robin at this point? I'll walk you through it.
I can't remember the different things. Like you told me all three of them, and
Number 1, introduce yourself.
Jay got
Number
that.
2, share with one another and the world your pronouns.
They them.
Great. Number 3, introduce your character.
So my character's Ely, and Ely really doesn't have a lot of experience in Feywild, and but because it's only been one time that they can remember going there, and it's just so magical that they want to come back and experience the like just complete um magical I'm trying to think of like the right words here.
They're like
Like
steeped in it.
yeah, it's there's such like it's a different energy. Like
Right.
it's all about like that higher energy of connection, and it's like in that other universe when you really get to a point where you've let go of all the battles and different things that are happening in that other world, then you can end up in a different space, and that's like Feywild. That's like the carnival. That's where I'm going. It's like that really a place of understanding, of knowledge, of deep knowledge, the ancient wisdom and ways that transcend all time.
The
It's
ancient wisdom of getting fucked up.
yeah, getting lit. Yeah, it's oh, there's the knock at the hello. Who is it? Oh, do all the things you need to do. Staying with a buddy here in Vegas. Um, um, yeah. So, oh, what do they look like?
Brown hair, um, and relatively thin and agile, but sharp features, um, and a somewhat hardened, unusually hardened jawline for like a halfling, right? You think of a soft jawline with a halfling, but this halfling has a little bit more of a distinct, like, charismatic appearance that's less halfling like and like a little more indicative of something that could be an elf or a gnome or it's just like a little magical. Oh, is that a kitty? Hello, kitty.
But he just chucked this big plush pillow at me. I'm like, okay, my new friend.
I don't hear you.
Again,
Oh.
we didn't hear anything about
Oh.
Squishmallow.
It's my buddy just tossed me a new friend. Hardened jaw, chiseled features. They're how tall are they?
About 5 foot.
Okay. I see a number of weapons on your character sheet. Do we see those weapons as you walk through the gates of the Witchlight Carnival?
They would not be obvious.
Okay.
They're strapped underneath my arms, so they're positioned so that I've got a high dexterity, and they're positioned so that the blades are up in against the sides and they're sheathed underneath. I can pull them and throw them very quickly if need be, but I don't look readily armed.
Nice.
He's got the
Nice.
trench coat. Hey,
Yeah.
want some blades? No, blades are for skating, you dingus.
Think of like Diego from Umbrella Academy.
Yep.
Oh no, this is just Diego and what's the gay one's name? Klaus. This is just Diego and Klaus.
Yeah, well, it's like
This-
both
not
of them
bad.
together, like those personalities kind of melded together. Yeah.
Love it.
Murder gay.
Beautiful. What's the general aesthetic for the clothing? You got sort of a cloak that covers where your weapons are stowed. Browns, blacks, greens.
Yeah, so I envision a black is the color of the coat that goes over.
Okay.
And the leather is also black, but not obnoxiously black. There's some detail. You know, it's not meant to look like I'm some ninja walking in here. So it's like it's a more subtle, soft black, and it's a weathered black that looks like it's kind of a rolled leather. So it's like it's got some
Distressing.
Like distressing.
Patina.
That's yeah, some real work. It looks like it's had seen some experience. So there's it fits almost like a glove. It almost looks kind of like a skin in a way.
Love it.
And at first glance, it's like more of like, are they wearing that? Or and it's like everybody has to look twice because they're more concerned, are they wearing anything?
Mm-hmm.
Because the leather work is fine enough that you don't actually see the stitching so much. So it's a leather suit that fits so well and looks distinct in such a way that it looks like it's magically part of their skin.
So they came in their bondage gear. Love that.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. You know what? You're not in the wrong spot. I'll just tell you that much. What sort of body shape? I know they're about 5 feet tall. They're halfling. Leaner, stouter, stronger.
Again, sort of like Diego or Klaus. The body type is thin and tall for a halfling. I mean, definitely on the tall side for a halfling, but the build, they're not squared off. They're more athletic, and it isn't so much that you're struck by their physique as by their unusual dimensionality in terms of the size and shape. They look like they're tall because of how thin they are. They don't look like built. So you're not thinking, oh my gosh, that person's they're out to get me. It's just like you look at them for a second a little longer, and then you don't look because you don't want to stare, but they attract attention. But then again, maybe another look, but you don't want to look too many times, so to speak.
Right. You get that 3 seconds. 3 seconds, and then if you don't look away, and then you're staring, you're gawking, ogling.
Yeah. I mean, and so they are aware enough that if somebody were ogling, they would look in a way that would be a little bit piercing, so that it would be known that you wouldn't want to push too far.
I like that. I like that. Sweet.
They're not aggressive. They'll get you out of trouble, guaranteed.
Dope. All right, I'm going to do my thing and we're going to get to it. DMing Hadley. He, him pronouns here for 60% or so of your DMing needs. I'll play everyone else and the universe because that's how it works. We will begin with Ely, as you are having your literal ticket punched. You step through the turnstile, and you hear chunk, and suddenly you're sort of shaken awake as you hear that ticket punch, and you look around, and you didn't hear it until just now, but you can hear amusement park rides off to your left, and there's a Ferris wheel up and off to your right. As you look down this huge corridor, you can see there's a ticket booth, not for punching the tickets, but to buy rolls of tickets for all of the games. You see whack-a-mole, you see ring toss, you see a guy pitching softballs at different
Ring
pitchers.
I-
You want some ring toss?
Oh, I think my dexterity, I might want to try my luck at ring toss.
Yeah, as you start stepping forward and looking at this, and you're like, oh, okay. Oh, and then you look down, and you see that in your hand is a ticket, that says the Witchlight Carnival, and it is obviously intricately designed, and individually hand pressed, and the borders of it are highly detailed, and seem to represent all of these different aspects of the carnival itself, including the very large, sort of as it shows here, big top tent straight ahead. As you make your way past the tickets and over to the ring toss, you see a gentleman. He's got on sort of a newsboy cap, and a rugged-looking shirt and a vest, and he's smoking a small cigar, and he says, "Now you look like you could put a ring on a bottle, couldn't you?" And he sort of pulls on this cigar, causing this big aromatic cloud of smoke to start wafting up around him, and he says, "Just 2 tickets," and he puffs and holds his hand out, expecting you to provide him with tickets.
If it's so easy, why don't you give me one shot for free?
Um, he says, "One shot for free." I don't. I mean, you want just a practice round? No, no takesies backsies, nothing on the line here. You just want to throw one ring just to see if you could do it.
Just one. It you must have a game here. If it was so easy that I could do it in single toss, then
Uh,
every fool walking past would be able to do it.
he says every fool
But
walking past can do it if you can throw a ring around a bottle.
well, it seems to me that you want tickets.
Well,
But
I mean that's the currency within the confines of the Witchlight. Yes, and he puffs.
so where do you get these tickets and what do you have to do to get them?
Oh, well, generally you just give them money. Points down. Down the way there is that sort of ticket stand. It's a big cylindrical building with a silo kind of roof, and you can see a piece of curved glass through which people are buying big, huge, stupid rolls of tickets. And he says, "Rest right there." It's literally 3 booths down from where you're at. He says, they might even do a special for you for being so short.
The shade, damn. I'm shorter than him, and he's a halfling. So like, damn, what would they tell me?
I
It's
don't
like I
know. I don't know.
Ty's only
This one's trying to get a free ring toss.
Ty's only like 4 inches taller, so they're just fucking.
I mean, they would probably seize upon the horny bard opportunity. It's low hanging fruit. Uh, and he says, "Come on, I kid. No, hey, how about this? How about this? How about this?" And he reaches into one of
No,
his
no.
pockets and he pulls out 3 rings. They're these little sort of red metallic rings, and he says, "You make the first one, and I'll give you a free one. No issue, no tickets. We won't say anything to my boss, and if you win something, you win something, and then you could go on your way." And he smiles, and smoke trails out through his thin mustache.
So it is rigged.
No, there's
So
nothing rigged. You just got to put the ring on the bottle. He looks over. There's lady, hey lady, you want to throw a ring on the bottle? And she turns. "I'm not really good at. No, come on
so
here. I'll give you one for free." And then he looks at you.
I I I hear you. So how about this? You you point out your boss, and I'll go buy a ticket and come
Uh,
back, and I'll do
he goes, "Well, my boss is over there, but the tickets are over there."
well. I do want to talk to your boss. Who's your boss?
I don't think that you're going to get to talk to him. He scratches his beard. He says, "Why,
Oh,
there,
just
the
point him out.
I
Just point him out.
you
I'll.
go into that tent right there, and at the next beginning of the next show, you'll see them."
Oh yeah. I do want to. I do want to put eyes on.
Um, you're gonna have to wait in line to get into the big top.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
He says, "You be sure to get the tickets first, or you won't be able to get into the big top."
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So I'll take the ring. I'll take that free toss, but I'm gonna use my tickets for the big top. It seems like that's where the show is.
Oh, for
I don't
sure,
have too much.
absolutely. I mean, the whole thing's the show, isn't it? And he keeps puffing on this cigar, which doesn't seem to get any smaller as he puffs on it. It looks like he should have had to put it out 2 or 3 good puffs ago, and he just keeps working on it.
So where'd you get your cigar?
Oh, You're gonna take the toss or not? And he puff, puff, puffs. And he hands down a ring. He hands you a ring. Is it just how to get it on the bottom?
I step back.
Okay.
I don't touch the ring.
Okay.
And I say, "Good morrow to you, sir. I'll be gone."
Oh, well, you seem to have missed out. And then he hands the ring over to a woman. And she goes, I don't know. I've never done this before. He goes, I'm sure you'll be fine. Can I get an insight check, from you?
Yes.
Haley.
I gotta get onto the screen with. Well, let's see. I'll just do a D20 real quick.
Sure.
Well, if I'm on the screen for it.
It'd be +1 to your insight.
Hang on, I'm sorry. I'm like,
It's
there,
okay.
ability saves. I got it. Perception, investigation, insight. 11.
Well,
I didn't roll yet.
okay. That's your passive insight?
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm gonna.
That's actually enough that you're not going to have to roll for it.
Okay.
As he's looking at you, you see this woman on the other side of him. She tosses the ring up in the air, and he has not broken eye contact with you. And then he throws his hands up, and then you hear the clinking of the ring around the end of a bottle. And he says, "We've got a winner!" And he's still holding his little cigar in his mouth, and he has not turned around to see that this ring has actually landed on the bottle. But she hops up and down. And as you think about how she threw that ring should not have come anywhere near a bottle. She should have overthrown it by a long shot. And this guy turns his body towards them and applauds, and grabs a big stuffed bear from a rack behind him. And he says, "Just that easy to win the ring toss." And he hands them a bear, and she takes it, and her boyfriend's like, "I don't know if I could do that." But she's just enamored with having won this toy, and he just grins menacingly at you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple steps to the left and start to like go over towards the ticket purchase. I say, I gotta buy a ticket. I gotta buy my tickets.
Yeah, as you make your way over, you see there's a crowd that just bought a real big stack of these tickets. And there's a woman with a little pillbox hat. She's inside the ticket booth. And she goes, "Oh, how many tickets would you like?"
Well, I don't know how many gold pieces.
Let's find out together. This is interesting. Currently, it says you've got 0, but I don't think that's actually right. Let me.
I just didn't put in any starting gold.
Uh-oh.
Because I think like the default inventory that like they give for like level 1, I don't think you get money. So
Currency total in GP 0. Let's see about description. And I think having come at some point from the Feywild, I don't know that you've got any gold necessarily. But what you do have is eyes on a group of people who've got more tickets than they quite literally know what to do with. They're about 10 feet to your left. And your insight would tell you that you could probably move past them and get at least a few tickets without potentially getting caught. If you were slick, if you were smooth.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can abscond with if I can step on some tickets discreetly so that they'll tear off if they're like trailing behind.
Oh yeah, they've
Or
got like like somebody holding tickets from a Chuck E. Cheese. Just fistfuls of them, sort of stringing and dangling. Why don't you roll me? Let's start with a stealth check.
okay. Let's see. Which one? I
Okay. With stealth, you're going to go to your skills and scroll down towards the bottom.
rolled a 7.
Jay, you're breaking up on me with the
Oh.
audio.
I rolled a 7.
Oh. Ben, are you hearing him?
No, it's just very quiet and like jumbled.
I see a 17 having been rolled on.
I rolled the 17.
Ah, wow. Hey, there he's back. Okay, good. There he's back.
But I maybe there's a Bluetooth malfunction.
All right. 17.
The character sheet on the computer because that's easier. I'm on the
Sure. As you are skulking around the ticket
rolled a
booth.
17, and my stealth is +4.
Yeah, as you
Do you want me to just roll it with the stealth check thing?
have you got on scale mail?
Can you hear me?
Yes. What is this from?
I'm not hearing you now.
Oh no.
It's like back in my earbuds.
Interesting. Yeah, it seems to come and go.
All right, sorry.
That seems
I
better.
wasn't hearing you because, like, I guess it reconnected to my Bluetooth.
Yeah. Yeah. So with
Do you want me to re-roll it as the stealth check, or do you?
No, you can just roll the d20 and add it, or you can roll the check itself.
It's 17 +4.
Yeah. As you are making your way over to this party, and you are sneaking up, you're certain that you could tear off a handful of these tickets without getting caught. You hear a whisper in your ear. Hey, are you sure you didn't want to buy tickets? And the woman from the ticket booth has stepped out of the booth and come around and is like up against the edge of this tent beside you. She got a natural 20 for her perception check. As you sort of walked off wordlessly. And so she's hunkered down beside you, watching you plot to steal these tickets. And she looks out and says, What are you doing? Do you know them? She doesn't know what you're doing, but she sees you hunkered, and she's just right beside you.
I pull out my instrument, and then I play, "Hello, I'm here to play you a song. I'm here to play you a song."
What song are you gonna play? She says.
Well, so I'm not addressing her. I'm addressing the people with the tickets.
Okay.
I'm ignoring her.
She says the same. She still says the same thing. Ooh, what song are you gonna sing? She
And
seems, apparently, because of these roles, pretty simple-minded.
I'm and I say, please move on. I'm trying to perform for tickets. And
Oh.
I move past her and and try to approach. So I've changed tacks.
I like this. Roll me a performance check. As you step away from her, she scratches her head. But I thought I was supposed to sell people tickets. Hmm. And she turns and goes back to her booth. Let's see how this performance goes.
12.
Yeah, as this crowd starts to watch you perform, a couple of the people look at one another, and you can see they're quite suspicious. And as you continue to sing and play, you said the lyre you were playing?
I think it's hang on. I played a couple different parts, so I can't recall the.
You've got the hand, drum, lute, lyre, and pan flute.
It's. Oh yeah. I forgot I had the pan flute. That's not good.
Lute's probably your way to go in this regard, then.
Yeah. So I'm doing the Pied Piper thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. As you play, you see this group. They look suspicious. They look sort of back and forth at one another. And then one of the ladies towards the back of the group leans in and taps a guy on his shoulder, the one who's got fistful of tickets in his hands. And she says, "Just give them some tickets and they'll go away, and then we can go." And he looks down and tears off like 6 tickets, and there you go, thank you. And he just sort of like tosses it onto the ground in front of you, and very quickly, his girlfriend sort of grabs his arm and starts leading this group away.
So I take the tickets and I just head to the big top.
Okay. As you snap them up, there's a strange moment as people sort of regard you, and then as you sort of go back to doing what you were doing, everybody else just sort of goes back to doing what they were doing. As you turn the corner and walk back up that corridor again towards the big top, the guy with the ring tossy reaches into his pocket and pulls out 3 rings. And puff, puff, puff. Come on, do you want a chance? Just 2 tickets. You'll still have 4 to get in. And
I keep walking.
Puff, puff.
I don't want the bear.
No, come on back. You know you want this bear. You know you do. It's you make your way off into the crowd. As you're making your way towards the big top, you can see the parted canvas, and inside you can hear boisterous sounds, music playing, bright golden light that silhouettes the crowds that are making their way into this big top, and it is obviously a significant undertaking. People are enthusiastic. They're pouring themselves back. When you were here 8 years ago, this place was absolutely enchanting. Um, Everything you saw, the sights, the sounds, the smells, and they're all sort of wafting and washing back over you. The aroma of fried foods and sweets, fresh fruits and roasted nuts are just assailing your senses. And as you look ahead, you see a big obstruction suddenly move in front of this glowing yellowy light. And you see this huge figure towering over you, and then you see the silhouette a behorned individual right beside them, and they seem to be the big one seems to be doling out tickets to this satyr-looking creature, and suddenly you're in a just a not a crush of people, but kind of a loose queue of people making their way through these canvas doors. And very quickly, Ty, you and your buddy Mufaro are uh, are asked for tickets, and Mufaro opens up his vest and shows he's got a Witchlight employee badge, and they wave him on. And you are asked for 4 tickets, which you provide, having been given them from Mufaro.
1 second before I
Well,
Yep.
yeah before I get in, I do want to take a good look at the horn guy. Can I perceive anything, or can I do can
Yeah,
I
you
take
got a
it?
real Mutt and Jeff situation here.
Okay.
So there is a guy in front of you who's about 8 feet tall, and huge across. He's nearly 6 feet wide at the shoulders, and big and bulbous in the body, wearing loose fitting, nice but somewhat patchwork clothes. And you can see now that they're sort of stepping into the illumination, the unique intensity of the outfit of this horny individual.
So and does this person look like they're in charge, or I mean, that's what I'm trying to perceive, is like their role. Like
Roll
I'm
me a
trying to
Sure. Roll me a perception check, would you?
yeah. 17, 18.
Okay. Um, you note that the big guy sort of opened up his vest and showed somebody a button, and nobody took his tickets. The satyr in front of you obviously does not work here, because they just handed tickets over to get in. But roll me a history check, please.
Okay. Ooh. I think I forgot it. I rolled a 1.
That's not exactly how ones work around
Oh.
here. As you look up and see Ty, roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah. 22.
You take a single step back and steady yourself as a absolute torrent of memories wash over you. Your time in the Feywild, your the struggles and the amazing experiences of being in that space, and something about the horns and this fey creature are you're like that's what it is. But then suddenly it's 8 years ago, and you are sneaking into this tent. And you remember sneaking under the canvas on one side, behind bleachers that have been built up. And as you looked off to your right, you see a set of horns, smaller than these, but as the satyr face looks over and sees that both of you are sneaking into the carnival, there's a sense of recognition. And you never really interacted while you were there, but that one moment you knew, both of you, that you were sneaking in and doing the sneaky stuff. And now you're standing right behind them, the same person 8 years later.
So I say, something about. I mean, do I recall their name of
I
the
don't
person?
think you. I don't think you met them properly.
Oh, then I say, you got tickets this time. Is
And
this is someone I snuck in with? Yeah.
yeah, and Tig, as you look over, you see this halfling individual. Can I get a history check from you, please?
Clinky clanky time.
Mm-hmm.
10.
The face doesn't immediately mean anything to you. As you look over and see them, they don't. It just looks like a halfling individual, maybe a little tall.
He on that halfling basketball team.
Right, yep. And
Sorry, they on that halfling basketball team.
yes. I think, Tig, you think that they're calling you out for having gotten in for free to the freak show. And
Just like ignores them, just like trying to act like they don't hear that.
So
yeah, go ahead.
If I notice that she's not recognizing, I probably would say something like, I'm talking about years ago. I know you from somewhere.
As you say that, you feel the tickets in your hand sort of being extracted by a gentleman who tears off the 4 and hands you back 2, and then just sort of goes to the next person. You start to feel yourself almost being. You're not being pushed, just being encroached upon as more people are trying to push their way through. And then you hear, "Hey, Ty, do you know this person?"
Maybe, I don't know.
"Hi, I'm Mufaro." And a humongous hand. The hand is bigger than your torso. Is extended down from 8 feet up. To
me or
yeah, to Ely.
I say hello.
Huh?
So do I recognize them? I mean,
you recognize Tig. You recognize Tig for sure.
Okay.
And you roll me another history check. Well, let's see if you know this will establish canon in game.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a little bit better of a roll this time. That was abysmal. So let's get.
Sometimes the worst rolls are the best rolls, though.
21. I think I got some recollection.
Yeah, you remember Mufaro. Mufaro Kayagumbo is his name. He is a furbolg. He stands about 8 feet tall. Like I said, he is as big around as he is tall. A tremendous individual. People are already moving around him.
So
to
two
get
things.
in.
Was he kind to me, and does he know Fion's character?
Yes and yes. It's obvious that he knows Tig. They're conversing.
So can I
And
say
he is exceptionally helpful and friendly.
can I say welcoming me back? Thank you. And I say Ty doesn't seem to recall.
He looks down at you and he squints. And then he literally like bends at the middle and squats down a little bit. And he says,
Does he pull out his little reading glasses?
he does pull out his little reading glasses and puts them on the end of his nose, and he squints at you, Ely, and he says, "Little Ely, is that you?" And he reaches down with huge fingers and starts to. Oh no! And then we lost
Oh
him.
my god, they did.
And then he dies. He died from pinching from the furball.
Oh, he
And
was just saying.
that's the end of the game, everybody. Sorry, you
I guess
died.
it's just back to me being in a dating sim.
Nice. That's, you know what? That's not the worst dating sim. There's no way it could be. It's a good dating sim, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's that good.
I don't know why I'm like so energetic today. Like I did not have like an excessive amount of sugar.
That might be why.
Oh,
Yeah, think
the
about
other way
that.
around.
Well, that's the thing is that when you ingest sugar, it takes you it takes your blood sugar up high, and then you crash. So when you don't have a whole bunch, then you don't crash.
Oh,
Sorry, I don't even know what I hit, but the whole window went.
Went goodbye.
So I heard a hand reaching down, and then
Yeah. As they reach down, and go to pinch your cheek. Is that little Ely? And he treats you like a child, which is what he saw when he saw you last. And he says, Ty, this is Ely. Ely was a patron of our fair Witchlight Carnival many years ago.
together, right? We were together.
Were you together? He sort of scratches his chin. He's got just a little thin patch of hairs, dark black and silver, and he sort of plays with them reflexively. I don't remember if you were together.
does anything like come to me now? Like anything?
Does she get another check at this point, or
It'd be, well, I mean, Tyke is he, but
Say, and also it's pronounced Finn.
yes.
Finn?
It's okay.
So Tyke, as you look down at this individual, you, yeah, give me another history check. And I'm gonna put a spin on it for you, but just tell me what you got there. Okay. As you're looking down, you don't remember this person. You don't know who they are. You do feel better knowing that Mufaro knows them. But you sort of snuck into. You don't recall that this person is the person that snuck in at the same time. You didn't sneak in together. You just happened to both be sneaking in.
Got it.
And I
So-
think that the sort of like perspective here is definitely one-sided, Ely, that you're like, I know you, and Tyke's like, I don't know you.
So I say I basically I kind of like roll my eyes a little bit and I said, let's move on. And 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 I say, I've grown up, you know. and and giggle a little and say, you know, when we're young, we sometimes, you know, don't remember the thing. Or we don't remember things sometimes from when we're young, and just I just move on like it's like I can't believe they forgot or she forgot or what's their pronouns? I'm sorry,
I uses he him.
he him.
There you
He's
go.
gonna be
I
like,
like so I'm like his like I look over at Ty. I'm like I can't believe he I can't believe he forgot, but whatever. And I just like I just move through um to like look for a place, but I to sit or locate myself. That's
Yeah.
and
As
oh,
good.
but
sorry.
Uh,
I do want to keep them in view. Like I don't like completely separate. I want to keep like eyes on him. So because
uh,
I have I'm trying to like remember everything from that time, and I don't want to I don't want to give up on potential information and more connection and possible gain from this experience, right? So I'm
sure.
like trying to just as long as I don't remember something hostile or bad that was like really scarring, I'd be like, yeah, let's keep trying to figure this out.
The only thing that seems out of sorts from that previous experience, at least while you were at the carnival specifically, was that you had something that you lost or misplaced or was taken from you. You're not quite sure. And as a player, I would love for you to come up with what that item is. It hasn't come into play quite yet, um, but you
Well,
got
I I have an idea of what
okay,
so I've been trying to imbue magic into gemstones,
sure,
and I figured it out once in Feywild, and I got a gemstone imbued with a spell successfully,
interesting,
but
interesting.
it was lost to me.
Um,
So it's a powerful object that contains a magical charge. At least
Interesting.
one. I don't know. It was like a serendipitous experience,
Sure. Um,
if that works.
I might play with it. But I could, but a valuable gemstone, a very interesting thing to have lost for sure. Um,
Well, it's
as
more about magical stuff, like for me.
sure.
Like
As you look in, yes, Finn.
okay, I know he said that they walked away, but there was something I wanted to say. So is it okay if we
Sure.
like do that?
Yeah,
I
before that happens.
wanted Dag to be like, I'm sorry, did I fuck you? Because like it's business, sweetie. I know people get attached, but it's it's not something special.
ah, well, no, that I was behind you before when you and we got real close, but we didn't get that close.
Just like visible confusion. Just like
Yeah, as you are sort of still pondering one another, trying to figure out, like, especially on Tig's side, who this person is. Tig, you feel two heavy hands on your shoulders, and you hear, "I found us seats over here." and as you look back, you can see that Mufaro is pointing towards bench seats at the very front of the ring. It is right beside it. And as he turns Tig to come join him, he waves again at Ely. Nice to see you, Ely. And begins to make their way towards the front of these bleachers, which surround the big top performance area. And as you look over to the left, Ely, you can see like almost the exact spot where you climbed in here under the canvas. You see two other young children shimmy under really quickly as the ticket guy goes the other direction. And you see them scoot under the benches, and they're looking almost through the spaces between Mufaro and the person to his left, and between Mufaro and Tig. And they are hunkered down and low under these metal bleachers. And as you look around, most of this place is packed. And very suddenly, everything goes dark. And then you hear two crack, crack, successive whip cracks in the darkness. And from the head of each of them, you see a silvery sparkler of illumination. One going one way, one going the other. And as those sparks start to arc upward, it looks as if they begin to grow wings. And the sparks begin to flutter around in the darkness. And then you begin to see torchlight illuminate over this ring as these little flitting sparks begin to illuminate this space far more subtly now. And in the middle of the ring, you see two individuals. They are dressed in black velvet outfits with white trim, piping, and an edging of the cuffs, and big flamboyant hats. One of them is in more of a suit, and the other is wearing more of a dress. Each of them is still swirling around a long black braided leather whip. Their skin is dark purple, with only little patches of lighter tones, closer at best to lavender. Their ears come up high on the side of each of their heads, pushed out slightly by each of their hats. And as they are illuminated, the crowd goes wild. And the first one steps forward, and you see him do a trick with this long bullwhip. Crack, 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 as he jumps over the whip. And he doffs his top hat and takes a bow as he swirls his whip one more time, and says, "I am Mr. Witch." And the one in this longer flowing, almost gown, swirls around and takes off their wide-brimmed hat, and they swing their whip one more time, and as it cracks, it turns into a black lace parasol. And you see them reach down and pick up the edge of their dress and curtsy, and say, "And I am Mr. Light." And they swirl and you see sparks start to spray from the edge of this parasol in just a wheel of silvery illumination. And tonight, Mr. Light says, "We will delight," Mr. Witch says. And there's hooting and whistling from the crowd. As Mr. Light swirls around with this parasol, you begin to see it collecting all of the torchlight around them. And as they do, the last little torch is sucked into their umbrella, and then there's darkness for just a moment. And then Mr. Light holds up their hand, which begins to glow, a faint flicker of orangey yellow. They hold it up in front of their face. Yes.
So, can I take some of this distraction time to sneak over to Ty and say that I have a ticket that will get us in anywhere. Want to go have some fun? I was too young before, but we can go have some fun now.
Yeah. As you make your way forward, roll me a stealth check to begin with. And I believe, if I'm reading your character sheet right, you have disadvantage on stealth checks.
Sorry. Yes, I do have disadvantage. It's because I'm wearing armor.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that with disadvantage, and let's see how it works out.
23.
With disadvantage, it's impressive.
Yes, it's +4. And I
Love
rolled
it.
a 19.
What was the other one you rolled?
Before?
Disadvantage, you'll roll twice and take the lower of the two, is how that works.
Okay, sorry. I'm going to roll another one.
That's okay.
The next one is 13.
Okay. Total or 13 plus the bonus?
13 was the lowest one. That's
Okay.
It's 9 plus 4.
Got it. As you're making your way over, the rest of the crowd sees this faint flickering light in Mr. Light's hands. His boat neck velvet collar, little faint wisps of lace illuminated from the orangey light. He peers deeply into that flame, and he says, "We hope we can excite." And he closes his hand and then opens it again as he throws flame up into the air. And he says, "But before we get started," and Mr. Witch pipes in, "we've got something to announce. We're here to appreciate those who've come back to us from the darkness into the Witchlight." And as he throws his arms out, the flames overhead break up into beams of illumination, which begin to spotlight individuals throughout the crowd. And very quickly, as you've snuck to the front of this crowd, Ely, you are illuminated. And Ty, you are illuminated right beside them. And as both of you look out, you realize that both Mr. Witch, with his arms spread wide, and Mr. Light, with their parasol over their shoulder, are staring directly at the both of you. and it just lingers for a moment before their act picks back up. They split into two, one heading off to this part of the crowd, one heading off to the other, neither walking towards the two of you, and say, "We're so grateful that you'd make your way back to our gates. We couldn't wait to see you. It's been, oh, how long has it been? Well, I think it's been nearly 8 years." And you see you see two swirling streams of sparks from the center of the far side of the tent, spinning one way and the other to create an 8. And there's almost a deja vu like quality to this, as the two of you are front and center, looking down towards this 8, and it is almost hypnotic. Can I get wisdom saving throws from the both of you, please?
$11.
Or
Awesome. Awesome. As the swirling sparks captivate you, you hear the announcement of the show sort of fall into the background, and then you just hear this. It sounds like it's being played on a little kid's keyboard. Ding ting 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 dee 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 dee. Yes.
I tell Ty, I think we're being played.
You're actually in a situation where you can't speak. And the next thing that either of you realize is that you are shrouded in darkness. You're not quite sure how much time has passed. But as both of you start to blink, there's a faint illumination of orangey, reddy sienna color around you, but it's very, very faint, very, very dim. And as both of you regard your surroundings, you are still inside this tent. You are sitting on the front bench, side by side, just a arm's reach from one another. You didn't see any of the show as far as you can recall. And there's no crowds here. Mufaro has left. It's just the two of you inside this tent. What do you do?
So I think I tap Ty and on the arm. I'm like, can they see? I mean, is it light enough that we can see a little bit? Or
It
do we
is
need-
dim light. If you've got dark vision,
Okay.
it'll make things easier for you.
I
But
don't
it's
know
still
that I
going to
do.
be sort of shades of gray at best.
So I just try to point to the area where we snuck in before, like to try to get out of the location where we're not able to speak.
So you can speak now.
Oh,
It is not an area of effect as much as it was a mental state you were in until just now.
okay. So I say, okay, we're alone together. So, what do you remember from the show?
What the fuck? What?
So, Where did everybody go? What's going on? Let's hey, you wanna check this place out? See what's going on outside. See if everyone's still here.
Sure. For context, Tig, like, I don't want to cause beef between players, but Tig, like, thinks that this could be this guy's fault because, like, because, like, this weirdo came up to him and it's like, and it's like, I know you, and then it's like being like kind of clingy, and he's like, what the fuck is this?
I think that's fair to establish, and I think that it's important, and I appreciate very much, Finn, you doing that, to establish that out of character, that like this is the vibe, and I because you don't both have sort of the same motivations yet, I think that that conflict is genuine. As you look though, Ely, um, can I get a perception check from you, please? And Tyke, actually, same from you. Go ahead and give me a perception check as well.
19.
Okay.
17.
Okay. The first thing that y'all hear, and is probably the most disturbing thing, and that is silence. You do not hear the sound of carnival barkers. You do not hear the sound of vendors. You do not hear the sound of crowds. It's eerily quiet. Yes.
So, I mean, at this point, I guess I've already said Ty's name, and
Right.
right. So I'm like, I turn to them at this point. I'd say, look, I I remember seeing you before. Whatever. Listen, right now I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to figure out why I can't remember anything right now, and where everyone's gone, because I was watching the show. There was some sparks, and then I'm just sitting here, and I'm fine, but I lost some time. So, and and the first thing I saw was you, and we're here. So just let me know if you know anything more than that, because I'm a little freaked out right now myself.
Yeah, I don't know anything else, and I don't know who you are. You're kind of freaking me the fuck out.
Well,
Speaking of being freaked out, um, y'all ever y'all ever seen the Addams Family?
yeah,
Yes.
You know, the little hand.
yeah.
You hear coming closer to you in the darkness.
So, I just hear something,
You hear
or
something
do I
at
see it?
first.
Yeah.
If you don't do anything, you will see it. Well, you're gonna see two of them actually. One of them is holding a dustpan, and just sort of moving along as if there were an arm connected to this hand. And then you see another hand, and it's got a hand broom, and it is just going back and forth, and sweeping off the dust of the benches into the dustpan. Yes.
So I say, hey, the mages are cleaning this place up. Let's. We came in over there, and I point. The last time we came in over there, I said, let's go out that way right now, because I don't know what's going on. If you don't want to follow me, then don't follow me. But I'm going that way. and I start heading that way.
He's gonna follow. But also just like, sorry that my brain just went stupid for a moment. I was gonna, I can't scream on command, but I was gonna like fucking scream at the sight of the hands. Just imagine that.
Okay.
Actually, I do have no, that's great. I have a little thing on my desk that's like a screaming goat, but the goat scream, but this scream is too dramatic. It needs to be more of an eek.
All right, I appreciate that.
So if she looks freaked out,
Yeah.
sorry. If he looks freaked out, Ty looks freaked out, I'm gonna turn back and say, that's a parlor trick. I can show it to you later. I say, come on.
Okay, he's just gonna follow.
Okay. As you follow, you continue to hear this shuffling in the darkness, and you realize that there's probably more than a few of these sets of hands tidying up in here. As you make your
Okay.
way towards the wall where you came in, you can see that there is some illumination outside, enough that the stripes are very visible on the canvas itself.
So at this point, if I see a lot of these hands, I mean, I'm thinking it's just like a mage hand.
No, they're
Or
physical hands.
okay. Um, so like these are like dismembered hands or something, or
No, they've got they don't have there's nothing grotesque. They're just, it's as if you took a hand and just behind the wrist, it just sort of was skin, like,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
like like thing.
I misunderstood. I thought it was like a mage hand like type thing going
It
on.
looks like that in the darkness. It could
Yeah.
absolutely be seen as such. There's
Yeah, so
three sets of them throughout this huge tent, sweeping up.
I just turned to Ty and I say, look, I think they're cleaning up with powerful magic right now. I'm just trying to get out of the way. So that's all. And I guess I'm still heading over there, but I guess I try to reassure Ty a little bit. Because I'm not too freaked out yet. I don't see anything like crazy dangerous, but I want to try to not be surprised by something.
Sure.
So I'm headed over to the doorway, and then I'm gonna like stand ready, and prepare, like just try to perceive if there's anything out there that's like hostile around me or around that opening.
Sure, as you look through it, you can see that there are people moving around outside of the tent. But they don't they don't look malicious. They just look like they're sort of occasionally crossing past whatever source of illumination there is, and casting shadows down this way.
So I guess are they I'm trying to figure out what time of day or night and whether the carnival's open, whether they'll expect to see me or not.
I'll tell you without having to make an insight check that the carnival's gotta be closed.
Okay. So I turn to Ty. I say, look, I don't know if we're supposed to be here, but I can make myself look something different so we might be able to get out of here. But I don't want to freak you out by suddenly changing without you knowing what's going on. Because I got some magic in my back pocket. As long as I can speak, I can still cast. So, what do you think? Hi.
Okay, so you're just using disguise self. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I want to disguise myself as that horn dude who was in charge of the whole thing. As long as I don't see them out there. And
Yeah, so the two people who are obviously in charge around here are Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. The two
oh, okay.
you know, what's the name I'm looking for here? The MCs of
Then I would probably want to look like Mr. Light. I at least have the light spell, so
okay.
and mage hand that I can play with, and some
Mr.
prestidigitation.
Light has a wide, almost sombrero-like hat, fringed, a black velvet dress, boat neck collar, lace around the
Would
cuffs. They're the one with the parasol.
would they always be wearing that, or like after the show they? So I would probably
You do,
modify it to not be a show. I wouldn't know what that was, but I
yeah.
wouldn't. So I mean, are there any parts of the costume that I could alter so that it would look less like it was directly out of the performance, or do I have to look like I came out of the performance?
I mean, you could make the outfit be essentially whatever you want it to be, and the performance or deception check would speak to its authenticity to the
Okay.
layman.
So I mean, I would be wearing like comfortable evening attire for after a performance, something light and easy to wear and you know for evening or afternoon, so that I could sit down with somebody, but I wasn't caught up in a costume, so to speak.
Yeah,
But with with some uh, I would expect there would be um, like some gold along the outside of any edges that were seen on the outfit with monogram symbols
nice.
of of different, like I would want the different elements. I would want to have that there would be elements in the costume visible. There would also be astrological um, signs, and there would be elements of numerology that spoke to aspect of oneness, of two-ness, of three concepts of different structures. So there would be different polyhedra that would be visible only when the light caught it at the right angle.
Amazing. I like it. I love it. Roll me an Arcana check to start with.
$11 is what I got.
Okay, roll me a deception check, please.
13.
Okay. As you change into Mr. Light, it's a passable look. It looks like if I were to describe to you what Mr. Light looked like, you'd fit the bill. It might
So
not you don't know this, but it might not deceive a more perceptive or insightful individual. Okay, gotcha.
I'll say, like, look, Ty, I think this disguise is passable at a distance, but we might be better off going straight out the front, especially considering I look like the person who's in charge of this place.
Um,
What do you think?
Ty, from your point of view, they look like the person that if you described what Mr. Light looked like. I think Ty, you've probably You've seen better disguises, is all I'm saying.
Okay. Do you want me to do something too, or should I just follow you?
Well, do they? I mean, do they get? Does he get a check? So, I
That's
mean,
going to depend on what you want to do. If you want to do
well,
something, there's a check for that.
my well, hang on a second.
Sure.
I think inherently, so they were. He was saying that, or Finn was saying that he was a little like not sure what's going on, like still thinking there's some hostility. I'm using that in gameplay. They get a check on my disguise.
Oh, their passive is sufficient
Okay.
to see that. Yeah, you might. Okay, I see it. I see that you did the thing. But if you had walked out and Tig has not did not know that you had changed into Mr. Light, they'd still be like, "You're not Mr. Light."
Right. Okay.
Discerning.
So, I mean, I think what I say is I think this will pass at a distance. But it looks like this place is closed. So I don't think either of us is allowed to be out of here, and I don't plan on getting detained without reason. What do you think?
Okay, what I'm asking is though, like, do you expect me to also disguise? I don't have disguise self, but do you want to sit around while I put on drag?
No, I need to escort you. Like, why
Okay,
would you be around? But I own the place. Just walk with me with confidence.
okay, so
But I
I'm
can't have you
intimidated.
lurking in the
I like that.
shadows. Yeah, I mean, but let's talk about where we're going. We've been to the carnival before. Do you remember? Can we talk about a destination? Because we can go somewhere, but I, wherever you want to go, I don't care. We can go to the exit. I need to be with you because we're not supposed to be here. And, uh, I mean, unless you want to go on your own and I go on my own, but I think it's better if the two of us go together right now. I'd prefer it.
You're saying a lot right now, but yeah, I'll just go along.
I will say this: the you know that the corridor that runs between the big top and the exit is the straightest shot anywhere. You could try and get around to the left where there's the Ferris wheel and a few other booths, and you could try and sneak around that way. You definitely can't sneak out to the right. There's just booth after booth after booth after booth all the way down. So it's pretty dense just outside on the right hand side. There's the corridor, and then there's the carousel. And if you came around the carousel side, it does lead back to the main entrance on the southeast side of the carnival itself.
I mean, I'm a little confused here in terms of like whether my disguise is necessary because like, are there people out there? I mean,
You did
I
see silhouetted individuals moving outside.
but if there aren't
Um,
a lot of people, then two people walking down, we shouldn't be concerned about any of these destinations, right? I mean,
just saying,
we
just letting
should.
you know what you know.
Um, well, I mean, I guess I don't know particularly where to head next. So if you've got ideas, Ty, I'm all about them.
I'll let you know this time. Exit, straight shot. The Uh, the only other thing that I think Tig would immediately think of is to try and find Mufaro. Because he seemed very helpful. He knew Ely more than you for sure, at least more than you can recall. And but you don't know where you'd find him. You know you met him at the freak show all the way around on the far side of the carnival. You'd have to go past so much of the carnival to get there. It doesn't seem like the safest bet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think at this point my character would be like ready to head out the carnival, and like, I mean,
What's
they might sneak around, like they might, if they knew where there's something of interest or value from a previous experience. Like at this point, they think the carnival's closed,
mhm.
and like if that item of interest that they lost before, if they could remember where it was, or that there was anything else, then I mean, because there's no motive for my character to continue, is the right?
I think getting out is probably what the two of you come to the decision on, because there's whatever's going on here. Neither of you feel like you're supposed to be here. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Then who's going out the tent first?
I'll head out. Yeah.
Okay. As you step out of the tent, and make sure that your garb looks very nice and pristine. You look down this corridor and you can see that there are a handful of people down near the entrance slash exit that are milling about. They seem to be setting up tables, and you see that there's been put together now a very long table with 24 seats, 12 on each side. And as you step out, you realize that there is a significant banquet running the length of these tables. And as you step out, Ty and Ely, both of you are somewhat struck by the pleasant aroma of this feast. Yes.
So suddenly I'm thinking this is not the best time to be the person that's, necessarily the guest of honor, because that will attract a lot of attention. Um, I quickly duck back to the tent, um, and I say to Ty, look, if I'm the one that's supposed to this event is for, we're in a lot of trouble. I want to tap this guy's self and go with somebody that's a little less ostentatious. What do you think? And I try to cast again, and I go for that the guy that I saw handing out a bunch of the tickets to people that looked like he was in charges. So
Sure. Ty, can I get an insight check from you, please?
Okay. $11.
First, you don't think that the disguising of oneself is really gonna do too much, because as you sort of peek through the slanted opening of the canvas, you begin to see people walk, now silhouetted, towards this table, pull out their chairs, and almost mechanically sit down and scoot in their seats. And then you hear, yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! And you can see in the middle of that table, at the head of it, the high pointed ears and the waggling fingers of Mr. Light.
I ditched the disguise.
as you look down, and we sort of see both of you now looking. Come on now, come on, it's time to eat. Come on. And then there's a disturbing sensation as you feel that canvas fully withdrawn. And Mufaro is standing there and he looks down at the two of you and he says, "Come on, y'all, come on."
I was so relieved to see him Farley. He just goes up and hugs him. He's like, "Oh, thank God."
Oh, yeah, oh, come on. Yeah, it's fine. That's good. I like that. Do you want one too, Ely? And he lets go of the canvas and opens up another arm. It's okay. You can come and get a hug too.
I'm a little like hesitant to go in and like.
Okay, all right. Twice the hugs for Tig. And you hear Tig's back pop in about 3 or 4 different audible places. And you're sure that's not the only vertebrae that were popped. As he squeezes. But he says, "Y'all come on down. It's dinner time. Well, it's almost breakfast time, but I guess time doesn't really matter." And he sort of slowly trundles back towards this banquet table. I want to be very clear from the way you're looking at it. It's almost as if there's a spotlight pointed down this table. All you see are the silhouettes and profiles of people sitting, waiting patiently, except for Mr. Light, who is waggling his fingers still with enthusiasm upon your arrival. Everything else is the black silhouette of these folks. Yeah, then.
Tag's gonna lean into Illy and be like, "I think this is a cult. I think they're trying to get us into their cult."
It's not technically a cult. Yeah.
I think we might be trapped here in a way. I think this is some sort of weird thing going on.
That's a little closer. And Mufara covers the last of the distance before he stops at the end of the table. And he reaches over and he grabs a chair and pulls it out. And he says, "Tig, this one's for you." And he walks to the other side of the table and pulls out the last chair on that side. And he says, "Ely, this one's for you."
So I have a question for Finn. Will your character would your character let me cast heroism on them, which is a touchstone? So I want to do that before we get separated or before anything happens. So it would just imbue her with them with bravery, him with bravery, right? So can't be frightened, gains temporary hit points equal to spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each turn.
Who's spellcasting, yours or mine?
I'm spellcasting to give Ty an advantage in case there's an encounter.
You're gonna have to remind me when we do encounter, because I'm gonna
forget. I've got both good and bad news for you. Okay. And that is that this won't be an encounter of of an initiative sort.
Okay.
But Mufaro still holds that chair, gesturing towards Ely to have a seat.
Okay. So
come on now.
Ely goes. Ely's like ready to leave. Not really ready to sit down and eat weird
just
food.
Come on.
So Ely kind of walks past, like towards the exit.
Nope. Ely, please come sit, please.
So Ely just stands there and waits for to see what Ty's gonna do, because like
on Ty, take a seat, show him it's okay.
How is it gonna go with it? Because whatever this is, it is most likely a better situation than what's going on in Tyke's life out of here. So he's gonna go with it. Being like working in a circus, yes, it's better than being a prostitute. And then
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
lines are blurry, but yeah.
now with fucking Han. This is whatever.
No,
This
that's
is probably,
fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, that's fair.
for context. Jay Han is his pimp who has
Bad.
abused him and R-worded him.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. So,
So Ty, you sit.
Yeah.
Okay.
um,
Yeah,
I mean, for like, I guess, I mean, to see what's going on and like in terms of like, I mean, Ty. So, Ely would feel that like Ely would feel like Ty is being potentially like misled or taken advantage of in a way. Like, isn't sure. Like, I know the carnival, you know, was like kind of fun in a memory sort of way, but there are also some weird parts of it. So, like, I'm trying to figure out exactly what's what, and I don't want like this individual to suffer on their own or like be. So I'm like, I go and sit down because this is the only other salient person that I've come into in this weird arena. Everything else seems like really weird and fake, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of wanting to help him out because I wouldn't want to leave him in some sort of mystical trap in case, because like, I mean, this is
All
the only
this
real
talk of
person I've.
mystical traps in a fake
Yeah.
campaign about a carnival. I don't know what you're talking about, I'm sure.
So I sit down
Okay.
to see what's going on.
As you sit down, you see in front of you a platter. It looks like there's a fork, there's a spoon, a fork, napkin folded underneath, a knife on the other side. There's a sort of silver lid on top of a plate. And as you look down the table, you can start to see the faces of the other individuals down this line, and they all seem to be somewhat transfixed on the person like directly across from them. And then the next thing that you see is both disturbing and enthralling, because you see 24 hands pop up onto the table, reach in, put a single finger into the hole in the top of this silver cover, and pull them all off at the same time. And as everybody looks down, you see the items that were taken from you when you visited the Witchlight Carnival last. And then very quickly, both of you realize that Mr. Witch is standing at the end of this table right beside you. And you hear, "Welcome to the Witchlight Carnival!" And then he slams two hands down on the table and says, "Forever!" And that is where I'll leave you tonight.
Yeah, so we're gonna be here a while.
You're gonna be here for a minute. Yes.
Wait, so I hadn't told you what I had, but like for what I had in mind for the thing that he lost wasn't. I don't want Jay to know because I wanted it to, because I don't really want
Then
it.
save it for the beginning of the next session.
Wait, but the thing I need to ask though, because it might not actually work.
Then you'll have to talk with me
That's-
on Discord.
I think, yeah, and I might need to talk with you on Discord too.
Yep.
Because
I like it.
Okay.
Cool.
I guess
Then
I don't have your Discord. Can you like
I'll
message
send
it
it
to me
to
in the?
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. It is available also on startplaying.games under my profile, DMing Hadley,
All
for
right.
anybody who's
And
out there. And the more the merrier. But
Yeah.
with all that said and done, unfortunately, I must bid you adieu and au revoir. And remind you, as always, to be good, to take care of yourselves, and if you can't be good, don't get caught. Good night, everybody. Great having you. Thank you for joining us, Jay. We look forward to seeing more of you and Finn. It's a
Good
delight
night.
as always.
Name.
Bye.